Hello there, this is Meow, then a love interest, and today we are talking about the Cat of Nine Tails, Catwoman herself, as she's been represented over the years. In this episode, let's unsheath our claws with the Countess of Criminality and chat about her mischievous misdemeanors. We'll get into her role in this show, her relationship with Batman, and what all this means for the hip cats in the audience. Let's get started.
Time to prowl for fresh prey.
The Princess of Plunder is always defined by her fur-raising felonies. So let's start with the nefarious schemes our Marchioness of Misdemeanors is up to in the Batman animated series.
The Catwoman knows a trick or two.
Selina Kyle, Catwoman, appears in 5 episodes of this show, where she always has a cat-themed heist on her paws.
You should have seen the prey. A big, shiny pussycat.
First, she plans to purloin a jade lion statue from Hidetsu Katsu. It turns out to be a cat-themed catalog of crimes for the Yakuza, and she finds that perturbing, so slinks away without the prize.
Family? As an organized crime? Keep it.
However, she does manage to purloin Batman's utility belts and even bat around his bat toys before he catches up.
This'll come in handy when I'm on the prowl.
Next, she pursues another cat statue, this one ancient Egyptian. She prowls around with this bird.
Oh, Ozzy, you've stolen my heart.
Naturally intending to wash her paws of him as soon as they purloin the counterpart statue of Ra.
Too bad I'm gonna break yours once I steal both those jewels.
Penguin has his own schemes for these playthings, but Catwoman prefers to merely catalog cat-themed rarities rather than cause cataclysmic catastrophes.
The cat.
Even after all we've been through, come on, throw a dog a bone.
Which is where we pick up her trail the next time, as the feline feloness is caught prowling for this famous film cell from the Kitty Cat Follies, dated 1923.
Cute, cuddly, and priceless.
In a fur-raising surprise, Ragdoll shows up to step on her paws, and the rest of the episode has Catwoman on the hunt to get revenge.
If Ragdoll ever plays in my sandbox again, I'll claw the stuffing out of him.
She starts with preying on a handsome mark named Bruce Wayne.
New money.
And persuades him to bring her home.
Over dinner. Your place?
It's as easy as catching mice to prowl around the mansion for any cat-themed art, though she is perturbed by Ragdoll's interruption.
You won't get away with this.
Following his scent, she sheds this persona for one more feline. Batsy has the same idea, and it's a cat fight between the three before Catwoman saunters off with the spoils.
Now we're even.
Batman tempts her by offering cat's eye emeralds in Bruce Wayne's clock tower, luring both villains into a trap.
Catwoman won't resist the bait, and Ragdoll won't resist getting even with Catwoman.
Ragdoll may be the one to find the cat's eyes, but Catwoman gets her paws on them.
I don't accept handouts, but I'll always take what I've earned.
Before the caped crusader swoops in to stop her.
The cat's eyes are a legend, right? No one will know they're missing because they're not even supposed to be here.
The cat's eyes then go to Bruce Wayne's mansion, and Selina is perfectly happy to purloin them from that purlo.
I'll get my cat's eyes, even if I have to claw them from Bruce Wayne's fingertips.
Catastrophically, he's already pawned the plunder, and she slinks home empty-pawed.
I sold them. for 100 G's.
Next, a rare Siberian leopard has been purloined from the zoo, and Selina is on the prowl to solve the case.
And if we don't hunt them down toot sweet, someone else will.
She saunters along with Batman and Batgirl as they uncover Joker's plot to steal the endangered cats and put the heroes in danger in the process.
What's your game, Joker?
The three of you, of course.
Catwoman foils his plans because cats of all stripes cannot lay a claw on her.
Sorry to burst your balloon, Joker, but hyenas are more closely related to cats than dogs.
In a perfect double-cross, Catwoman traps this mouse in a cage, perfidiously planning to get her paws on the panthers and escape.
Ow! Hey! Sorry, kid, but I've taken a shine to these darlings.
But the kitties can't stand water, and she leaves with empty paws yet again.
Always the sourpuss.
Her final appearance finds Catwoman on the hunt for another cat statue, but is purloined herself by this new villain. She paces her cell while the caped crusaders catch this cat. When cages are opened, she passes up the chance to pounce on the bat and the bird, but instead prowls off into the night.
Just wanted to say thanks, handsome.
Perhaps to purloin that statue after all. Catwoman in this show is truly a princess of plunder. She washes her paws of any cash that ends up in her clutches. It's the thrill of the hunt, preferably cat-themed, that makes this cat meow.
I know the perfect place for you.
Let us dig our claws into the relationships between Selina Kyle, Catwoman, Batman, and Bruce Wayne, because these can be 4 different relationships, intriguingly. The romantic interactions have been strong across all of her iterations. This Catwoman became Miss Kitka to honey trap Bruce Wayne, while this Catwoman much preferred Batman.
You're nice, but my heart belongs to Batman.
In these 2 versions, Bruce learns of Selina's secret identity.
Mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it.
Mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it.
And struggles to resist her charms as either persona.
Have you told the police you found your cat burglar?
Not yet.
For the bat and the cat in this new version, their relationship does not really progress very far. It starts, as it so often does, with Batman finding Catwoman in the midst of a heist.
I take it you tripped the silent alarm.
Only way I need to get you to come out and play.
But unlike any other iteration, she gets the drop on him and steals his utility belt.
I think I'll take something to remember you by.
Even though she shouldn't be able to do that, Selina takes it home and manages to get control of all manner of bat tech.
But I didn't take it for its looks. I took it for the tools.
I've mentioned before how exciting it is for Catwoman to be one of the few villains who gets into the Batmobile or the Batcave. This Selina does not manage the latter in this series, but here she is in Batman's shoes, showing how similar they are.
She wasn't supposed to be able to do that.
In 2 episodes, the Bat and the Cat have to team up. One because Penguin literally handcuffed them together.
His and hers.
Then later because they are both investigating a Joker scheme.
Let's not be hasty, handsome. Do you know where Joker's headed?
So Batman demonstrates some trust in Catwoman, that she'll have his back, at least. And he rescues her from other villains several times.
My heroes.
In an improvement over the previous iteration, she generally returns the favor quickly, and Catwoman spends very little time as any kind of damsel in distress.
the Batman.
Most of these situations are ones where she could escape herself if Batman didn't show up when he did. Their relationship is best exemplified by this middle episode, where Batman and Catwoman go up against Ragdoll, sometimes fighting each other, then switching to team up as they try to stop the contortionist. Most intriguingly is that we get a lot of Selina in this episode, as she targets Bruce Wayne as a mark.
One water with...
And they end up on a couple of dates together. She naturally says that she prefers the alter ego to this rich guy.
Why is it the only man in Gotham with my sense of style is Batman?
Bruce Wayne has no contact with Catwoman, and similarly, Selina never meets Batman. But these two sets are always on the same page. There are many moments in which Batman depends on Catwoman in some way, and these increase as the seasons progress. In the penultimate episode, Batgirl is shocked that they are going to follow Catwoman's lead, and essentially they trust her completely for most of the episode.
You almost sound like you're going hero on us.
Hey, for the right cause.
She, of course, double-crosses Batgirl at the end, which Batman accepts as inevitable.
I should have warned you about her tricks. She's a sly one.
In the final episode, in which Catwoman barely appears, she notably does not attack Batman and Robin, along with the rest of the villains at the end, and she reassures Batman of her fondness before disappearing into the night.
And by the way, I still find you scary.
So as you can see, there is not much in the way of a developing relationship. Their first appearance together established everything about their dynamic, and it doesn't change. It's an episode in which Batman respects her, but also knows what to expect from her, where he can get help from time to time from her, but knows that she's always going to go after the loot if she has the opportunity.
What? You got your belt.
Most of it.
For her part, Selina seems to view Batman as someone she could count on, but who will try to ruin her fun.
Always the sourpuss.
If she has any stronger feelings, we do not get any insight into that. When she is saving him all these times, she could be doing it out of her own personal feelings, or just as a way to even the odds for her.
And ruin his mysterious allure?
You may be thinking that I was thus disappointed by the Bat and the Cat in this show, but I assure you I am not, because of all the flirting.
You can stop playing hard to get.
And give up the thrill of the chase.
Allow me to demonstrate just a sample of how Catwoman talks to Batman.
Just glad you and I got to dance. We have so much in common. Kitty's curious about more than just your wheels. What's under your hood, handsome?
Don't bring him between us, handsome. I love a man in uniform. Now, handsome, this isn't what it looks like. Now, handsome, how did you know to find me here?
She also can't seem to keep her paws off of him, as you can see. They get handcuffed together and she has to drive the Batmobile, and I was losing my mind. Why did I not watch this show more when I was younger? Even more thrilling is the fact that he does not resist touching her either. I particularly like this part with his cape. The show itself seems to like them together. I mean, look at when the Penguin puts these manacles on them. In the first episode, we get this delightful newspaper picture. This suit-up montage followed immediately by this one. She says this at the start.
But corner a cat, get scratched.
And when they team up at the end, he says the same thing.
Corner a cat, get scratched.
Then season 2 has the best Bat-Cat montage I've ever seen. It's like this moment in Batman Returns, but even more fun, in my opinion. The other villains use romantic language to talk about the two of them.
But since you two pointy ears make such a cute couple.
But no one ships it more than Alfred.
Miss Kyle is most pleasant, sir. This feline fatale is certainly proving to be a sly one. We would have to rename it the Cat Cave. Really, Master Bruce, I think this sudden distrust of Miss Kyle is terribly misplaced. Oh, if only you knew the real Bruce Wayne. You are made for each other.
Which is really the icing on the cake.
Not quite what I had in mind when I encouraged you to meet women who share your interests, Master Bruce. But it's a start.
Overall, this show may take a fairly episodic view of their relationship, so other versions have more exciting arcs for them, but it knocks it out of the park by having them get all up in each other's space and not shying away from their complicated connection.
We have so much in common.
Less than you think.
That's not what they think.
Absolutely a delight. I definitely recommend it if you haven't seen it. But let's talk about how this fits into all the other Catwoman iterations.
I'd need a sidekick. And with few costume adjustments, you're not too far from being a cat girl.
For our third section today, let's get into this Selina Kyle as a new version of Catwoman, and we'll start with what makes her unique.
I prefer to work alone.
The most obvious thing is her costume. First, the ears have never been quite so substantial, and she usually wears a mask, but with these more practical goggles over it. Her weaponry includes the usual whip and claws, but she uses both in every episode, often at multiple points. Her predecessors tended to use these only occasionally, so it is refreshing to see how well she holds her own with these tools. I particularly like when she puts the whip on her waist like this. Batman 66 versions usually had big schemes going, with theft in mind, but also quite a bit of mayhem.
You can't hold up an entire country.
Wanna bet?
We're going to find that gunpowder and blow a hole in the Federal Depository building you can drive a truck through.
Then Batman 89 in the animated series deviated significantly, with her motivations away from cat burglary.
You're obviously not the animal shelter. So what do you want with these cats?
I am Catwoman. Hear me roar.
But now we are back to a Selina who has one goal, the thrill of the heist, where the loot itself is less important than the fun of being a cat burglar.
The thrill of the hunt is far more important to me than the payoff.
The most unique thing about this Catwoman is how she is never, ever caught by the Batman. He comes close, of course, but she always returns the loot.
What? You got your belt.
Most of it.
Come on, don't be a sourpuss, handsome.
And he lets her escape at the end. So the other Catwomen, at least in the shows, have all faced some arm of the justice system, while this one is never even in a police car, let alone behind bars. She always manages to get the slip on him, my favorite being here in the first episode, where she takes his move.
Catwoman, that's Arcuda.
That means this Catwoman is more of an anti-hero than an outright villain. When compared to previous iterations and to other villains on this show, she may show her teeth and claws more than the others, but she has no big plots that the Cape Crusaders must foil. Her schemes are straightforward. She has something she wants to steal, and will take any opportunity to do so.
Oh, all right. Sorry, handsome.
But nothing too drastic that would affect all of Gotham.
That's right. I demand $1 billion by dawn, or Gotham suffers the wrath of the sun.
And she keeps out of international politics.
The United World Building, dear comrades in crime. Our objective?
Now, if you all assume positions of subservience, we can complete this caper with a minimum of jeopardy and danger for all.
Who are you?
Catwoman.
as an organized crime?
Yakuza!
Keep it.
I talked about her immediate predecessor in this video, and she unfortunately had few schemes on her paws, so the 2004 version is much more of a villain.
The museum's a tough nut to crack, but I know where the soft spots are.
And an improvement, in my opinion.
The Catwoman knows a trick or two.
When compared to the live-action iterations, however, her claws are still somewhat clipped because she is rarely the villain of an episode. Batman teams up with her more than he is her adversary.
Kilgore's compound is supposed to be littered with traps.
What makes her stand out in spite of that is how much time she spends in fights. A highlight of this show overall is the fight animation, and Catwoman's are always a thrill to watch. That also makes her seem more villainous than other versions, because the Batman 66 ladies rarely lifted a claw to fight personally.
Get them!
Gentle with Batman, boys.
And the animated series had few fights for her to be put in. So this Selina rivals this one in terms of viciousness. Both when she's teaming up with and when she fights against Batman, often in the same episode. It is not uncommon in this show for there to be more than one villain in each episode, but it does mean that Catwoman has by far the most to do in her initial solo appearance, and certainly less and less as the series progresses.
There you are.
Fortunately, she always makes an impression, both because of her unique appearance and her ability to steal the show anytime we see her on screen, as many of the rogues do in this series.
There's no new guy. That's a rumor.
Every episode has Selina going after what she wants, and she uses whatever tools she can get her paws on to achieve those ends. She flirts outrageously with Batman.
I could dance all night, partner.
He is certainly not indifferent to her.
Joker brand catnip will give you a Cheshire grin. Not if I can help it.
And then she disappears into the night, always evading any lawful repercussions to her heists. In short, she is perhaps the perfect version of the character.
Meow.
So is this Catwoman, meow, then a love interest? Oh, of course. She's never really a love interest in the narrative sense. She and Batman have a connection.
Batman and Catwoman connected.
But it does not shape how the story plays out. Even when she's literally dating Bruce Wayne, she is just doing this as part of a ruse to gain access to his belongings, and neither find out about the other's alter ego in the process.
Selina Kyle is a fascinating creature.
Instead, we have a lot of evidence of their similarities, and Batman may have a soft spot for her because she spends her time attempting heists, targeting cat-themed rarities, and then always manages to disappear into the night without facing any consequences. So we have exactly what it means to be Catwoman.
I didn't steal the other leopard, but I am going to steal this one.
Thank you for listening to me talk about perhaps the quintessential Catwoman. If you'd like to hear more of my thoughts on costuming, hers, and other characters, please join my Patreon for exclusive videos on what costumes tell us about female characters. For more on Catwoman, check out this playlist or subscribe for another entry in the series. Coming soon. Please like, comment, or tip me on coffee if you enjoyed this video. See you then.